Pectus excavatum, also known as funnel chest or sunken chest, is a skeletal deformity where the sternum is backwards in relationship to the rest of the rib cage. It affects anywhere from 1 in 40 to 1 in 400 people and can negatively influence your upper body range of motion and cardiopulmonary health. Surgery is often recommended for people who have this condition, but is that your only option? We're going to talk about that in this video, and the answer is a bit more nuanced. And that's because the bony structure is only one influence to the sunken chest appearance. There's also a postural component. If there's increased muscle activity on the front side of the body, think your rectus abdominis, that will pull the sternum down, giving a more slouched appearance. This can magnify the sunken chest look. And according to this study, where they intentionally restricted the rib cage, it alters the pressure relationship between the rib cage, thorax, and the abdomen. If there's altered pressure, there's going to be altered mobility in this region. Now, I gotta keep it real with you. There currently isn't any evidence showing that the structural deformity can be fixed non-surgically. And to likely get the sternum to fully come forward, you're gonna need surgical intervention, especially if you have some of the cardiovascular deficits. But can we address some of the postural components? I think so. In fact, look at Chris in these two pictures right here. You can see a difference in the appearance of the pectus when you look at him lying on his back versus lying on his side. And that's because, according to this study right here, the side-lying position increases the front to back dimensions of the thorax, which would reduce the appearance of the chest sinking in. We can use this to our advantage. If we perform exercises that increase the front to back dimensions of the thorax and push air into the front of the chest, called the pump handle, you can address some of the postural components that can make the sunken chest appear more magnified. And don't you worry, I have 5 exercises that'll do just that. This first move uses a foam roller to squeeze the sides of the rib cage, making the front to back dimensions bigger. And then the arm position is going to reduce rectus, damn near kill this muscle activity, so you can get the front of the chest to move. You want the foam roller on the middle third of the rib cage with your bottom knee just shy of parallel to the foam roller. Top foot is going to be right in front of your bottom ankle. If this is uncomfortable on your ribs, you can put a pillow or a pad underneath it. Side bend slightly over the foam roller, but not so much that your bottom ribs pop up. You want to be parallel to the ground. Head is looking straight forward. If you're feeling a lot of neck, get some pillows to prop your head up. Your arm, your top arm is going to be overhead. Roll everything forward so that way you have a little bit more weight on the foam roller and the bottom outside knee. Quietly breathe in through the nose, and then on the exhale, you're going to melt down into the foam roller without rocking back. You'll want to do 5 sets of 5 breaths per side, 2 times per day for a couple weeks before moving on to the next move. We can progress this to a more active version with a side plank. You want the top leg straight. The bottom knee is going to be bent, not parallel to your forearm. Eyes are looking straight ahead. You want to roll forward so that way you get contact on the bottom outside knee and the base of the wrist. If you are missing one of those points, you can put a pad or a pillow either underneath the hip to get the bottom knee or the elbow to get the base of the wrist. From here, you can start with the same arm position, quietly breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, get heavy through those 2 points, so you're gonna put downward pressure on the knee and the wrist. And then to progress it, you can come up, making sure you keep that pressure on the knee and the wrist. If you get it right, you're going to feel your abs work. Make sure you avoid crunching because that's going to reinforce the strategy we don't want. You also want to make sure that you don't slide the bottom knee contact. Otherwise, it's going to limit your ab engagement. Do that move 5 sets, 5 breaths, 2 times per day for about 2 to 4 weeks before progressing to the next one. Just like with the foam roller move, we're going to use pads to constrain the exercise so we encourage movement that pushes the lower ribs back and pulls the front of the chest down using gravity. Get 2 pads or firm pillows, put them on top of the lower ribs down to the tummy, and you're going to lie down over them just like so. Have your elbow crease in line with your mouth.
You're going to get weight on the inner elbows and the base of the wrist. Looking straight down, you're going to quietly breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, you want to gently press down through the points on the wrist and the elbow while keeping heavy through the lower ribs. Hold this position and breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. The most common screw up that people will make is they will push way too high, losing lower rib contact. The other issue is people will crunch as they lift. Both of those problems are fixed if you keep the lower ribs heavy on the pads. Perform 5 sets of 5 breaths 2 times per day for a couple weeks. We can progress this to a more active version with frog breathing, which replaces the pads with your abs. For frog breathing, you'll want your knees wider than your hips. Feet will be touching. Walk forward so your hips are ahead of your knees and mimic the same position with your elbows. Start sagged. Your contact points will be the base of the wrist, the elbow, and the knee. Quietly breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, you're going to press all 3 of those points evenly downward so your body moves upward. You'll feel your abs work. Make sure you don't overreach and crunch, because if you do that, you're not going to get the benefits. Silently breathe in through the nose, soft exhale through the mouth, and hold position, staying heavy on those points. You'll want to do 5 sets of 5 breaths 2 times per day for 2 to 4 weeks before moving on to the big dog. The last move that you're going to do is hanging from a bar. Let your body completely relax. Make sure the eyes are looking forward. Quietly breathe in through the nose and let out a nice, long, slow exhale. You're going to do this move for 5 sets of 5 breaths 2 times per day.
It's also pretty common for people with a pectus to have a flat upper back. If that's you, I actually have a video right here where I go into some of my favorite exercises to improve upper back mobility. And after you've worked through the sequence that I talk about in this video, these moves are an awesome progression just for you.